Mess with the volunteers? Ready for the comeuppance? This is not my story. This is my mate's story. Let's call him by his nickname Uyud. Key players. Uyud. Petty. Friendly. Calm. Helpful. Willing to help anyone in need. Respected by the staff and volunteers alike. The designated toxic handler. Volunteer leader. Boss Asu. Smug. Hates volunteers. Degrading and hostile towards volunteers. Blames the volunteers for everything that goes wrong. Important information. The hospital is powered by volunteers. Because it's a non-profit. Without them, the operation power goes cut by half. Story. It was 2020, and the height of the COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia. Uyud was a volunteer at a local hospital, and he was respected by the staff and volunteers alike for his friendly demeanor, calm temperament, and willingness to help anyone in need. He was also the designated toxic handler, the person everyone went to when they needed to rant about something, no matter how small. One day, a new supervisor named Boss Asu arrived at the hospital. He was from a different province, and he hated volunteers with a passion. As soon as he arrived, he began degrading the volunteers and chewing them out for even the smallest infractions, such as wearing t-shirts and jeans instead of the regulation uniforms, even though the volunteers' uniform only a red vest with their logo on it. Uyud and the other volunteers were furious and confused. They didn't understand why Boss Asu was so hostile towards them. They were the ones doing all the hard work, keeping the hospital running smoothly. One day, Boss Asu saw Uyud working on a broken computer in the staff office. He flew into a rage and yelled at Uyud, "Who let you up here? Get outside and do your volunteer stuff." Quote. Uyud was furious. He went to the break room and told the other volunteers what had happened. Everyone was outraged. In the next week, 7 of the 13 volunteers quit. Malicious compliance. The remaining volunteers stopped doing all the extra things they had been doing, such as bringing lunch for the staff and checking the fleet of vehicles regularly. They also refused to fix any problems that weren't specifically listed in their job descriptions. Even the paperwork only done half because of the job description stated that the M's need to fill the later half, making work a lot longer to be done. When the hospital manager noticed that the volunteers were gone and expenses were up, he called an emergency meeting. Boss Asu blamed the volunteers and Uyud, but Uyud had a surprise for him. He had a recording of Boss Asu yelling at the volunteers and mocking them. Remember, toxic handler? Yeah, he uses his influence to secure the recording. The fallout. The manager was furious. He confronted Boss Asu, who tried to deny everything, but the video evidence was undeniable. The manager demoted Boss Asu to staff and destroyed his reputation. His reputation is ruined, and he can't be promoted to more higher position. If he quits, there will be paper trail about his discrimination. TLDR. New supervisor, trying to make volunteer life a hell, got demoted and his reputation destroyed. We have high school volunteers at the hospital I work at. They do a great job, but I feel bad because they get the most boring and annoying jobs to do, but they are tasks that are difficult for us to do because of the pace we run at. Everyone thanks them repeatedly because of how much they help us. You'd expect a guy who's getting work done by volunteers to just shut up and accept it. What an asshole. It's amazing that people criticize volunteers. Manager. Show appreciation for the volunteers. They help us for free. Boss Asu. Show depreciation? Will do. Quote. Later. Instructions unclear. Career ruined. Just by seeing the name, Boss Asu. Jerkass boss. I already know the general region this thing happened. WKWKWKWKWK. NCENASU Tenon. Kitok Pindahan Tekken Pusat Singhila Hormat. What a real ass. Looks like a transfer from Central with a case of snobbish. So his career went critical. Time for euthanasia. Decades ago in the US, damage to one's reputation was still considered a threat. Perhaps in small towns still today, but otherwise I kinda miss that aspect of society. Sometimes the trash does take itself out. Technology is wonderful. And so was Yuyud. There's always one ASU I tell ya. PS Penguin Temin SPT Yuyud. Happy Cake Day.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.